Hey guys, I'm Steve. Happy Friday to you. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you will not regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always. Guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, I want to talk to y'all about something real serious today. And I mean, I just, from my experience of being incarcerated a long time ago, I really want to give some type of account and open up some a little bit of dialogue in the comments section. Whether you guys agree or disagree, those of you that have been incarcerated before or know a little bit about the legal justice system, if I'm right or not, or does this make a good topic to talk about? And this is a two-part topic, and it's regarding, once again, the Tyre Nichols case and these 5 officers right here. Now, we already talked about Preston Hempfield coming out and saying he'll cooperate with the prosecutor to prosecute these gentlemen over here. But check this out. And I want you to really think about this. What if they don't take deals? Because it seems like the state is trying to press them to take deals. Honestly, if their lawyers are smart, which I think most of them for the most part are, I think my prediction, they're going to take this to trial. And this is why. Ladies and gentlemen, in the state of Tennessee, right, under Tennessee Code, it states, and I have it right here, second-degree murder is a knowing killing of another. That's the first one. Second example of second-degree murder is this: killing of another that results from the unlawful distribution of any Schedule 1 or Schedule 2 type drug when the drug is proximate cause of death for the user. No drugs are involved. They didn't drug him. They beat him. And number 3, this is the third one. A killing of another by unlawful distribution and unlawful delivery of unlawful dispensation of fentanyl, or that's out of it. So we got one of the 3. Now, if that's the case, right? The only thing that seems like it would make sense for them to charge them with second-degree murder is this: Act 1, a knowing killing of another. Now, this is the debate, because in my eyes, I don't think they meant to kill him. They were aggressive with him. They are stupid and idiotic, doing just thug stuff, beating on him real bad, and the result was death. It's just like a woman and a man getting to it, have a history of domestic abuse, right? I'm just painting a picture of what second-degree murder would be. The woman hits the man in the head with a rock, right? And I think this is what the prosecution is dealing with. Is banking on. Even though she hits him in the head with the rock, it kills him. Even though she didn't mean to kill him, that action, she should have known that action could lead to his death. That's why they have second-degree murder. Does that make sense? And that's what the prosecution is hanging on. The defense for that allegation is, we were doing police work. He wouldn't get on the ground. We had to do what we had to do to get him down. It was a chaotic situation, so on and so forth. That's what they're going to do. They are thinking in return, this all comes down to theatrics in the courtroom of what lawyers sound better, because they're fighting to get out of the second-degree murder. The other charges are small. You know what I'm saying? But the second-degree murder charge is the main thing they're going to fight. Because they say, hey, we were doing police work, just hear me out, and he wouldn't comply at any time. He wouldn't comply. He kept getting on his feet. We all know the particulars of that. We're just going to talk about this court case. And they're going to say that he wasn't complying. Now, we saw him on the ground. It was multiple times on video. He could have put his handcuffs on. So that right there, they're going to have to answer for that. Now, that's their defense. He wouldn't calm down. He wouldn't put his hands behind his back. He wouldn't get down on the ground. All this, we're talking about the second scene, crime scene, not the first stop. This is all the second stop I'm talking about. So hear me out. Now, The prosecution is going to be like, okay, well, you didn't mean to kill him, but you did. Now I'm gonna show you the funny stuff, and you got to watch out for this because it's a lot of particulars that people don't pay attention to or not made to the public when you deal with these certain type of legal situations. Check it out. Remember, I covered a few videos on Shanquilla Robinson. Okay. I spoke to somebody that's in Mexico with an interpreter. This was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, right? Supposedly this gentleman is in the police force out there and had his wife translate to me what situation of why she's not arrested. And I'll do a video on that too. I mean, why the Cabo 6 is not arrested. Now, in that interview, I talked with him. He said something that was strange. He said, the U.S. is like this. Yeah, she was murdered in Mexico, but she wasn't murdered on camera. That's the big thing why the DOJ did not do anything. Now, that to me, you, the rest of the common folk, that sounds stupid. You got the cause, and then the effect was death. Same thing with this. He was beating on camera, but he didn't die on camera. Or supposedly. And I think that's the sticking point, and that's the part where a lot of people are going to be upset if they don't get the amount of time that they think. Because I mean, honestly, second-degree murder in the state, I think it carries a minimum of 15 years, right? If they are presented with deals, which I don't think they will be presented with deals, because I mean, 15 years is not enough leeway to get justice off of making a deal with somebody. But that's the first part. They're going to try to fight the second-degree murder. The rest of the charges, they don't care about. It's that murder charge they're going to fight. They probably feel as though they got a good thing. Hey, we didn't mean to kill him, but we was doing it all in the line of duty. Now, that's the first part. This is the second part of that. The second part is this. If they take deals or they're presented with deals, right? Who's going to be the first to take the deal? Because I'm going to tell you something. If Emmett Martin takes the deal, and this is something a lot of people don't know, even though they individually have their own representation, certain clusters of what they did and didn't do affects the other ones if they take deals or not. For an example, Emmett Martin teeing off in his face, right? Jadarius Bean teed off in his face, but Emmett Martin was the one doing the most. If Emmett Martin, and I want you to hear me, if Emmett Martin takes a deal, he's the first one to take a deal given to him, he screws everybody else because he's the one that's supposed to get the most time. So say he cops out with a deal. He cops out for, we'll say, 12 years. He cops out. He's tired of fighting. The lawyers' fees is killing him. They're telling him, hey, this is the best you're going to get. So they come to him with 15 years. I mean, they come to him with 12 years, and he takes that deal. Who was with him? There's Bean, Justin Smith. They, right? Whatever deal he took, they have to take the same deal or take the trial most of the time because they're not going to get less than him because they held him while he was getting punched in the face. They punched him in the face as well. They held him while he was getting kicked and didn't do anything. So whether you threw one punch or 1,000, nobody knows what punch resulted in death. So you're guilty by that. It's just like a guy that drives a car and he gets drunk and he crashes and everybody is in the car. He gets the homicide for everybody in there. It's the same thing. If Emmett Martin takes the deal first, everybody's screwed. Everybody. Another thing is this. They don't need Preston Hempfield to say anything because if what I think is true and they're fighting the second-degree murder case, him saying, I hope they stomp his ass, he cannot be cross-examined because when people get stomped, they get beat up real bad. He's saying it like, you know, a common thug. But what happened at this, it was almost like wishful thinking. He hoped something bad happens to him because he escaped and ran for his life. But the result was death. He can't get on the stand and say anything that's credible. Another thing is, like I said, they don't want them getting up there because who got to go up there? Field Supervisor Dwayne Smith. He was an eyewitness. He was there. It's a whole can of worms. This trial is going to be very complicated. Guys, I just wanted to put that out there. It's just going to be very complicated because a lot of questions need to be answered. In my opinion, honestly, I think the EMTs, and Dwayne Smith need to be locked up. But it's different degrees of sentencing for those EMTs. And I never talked about this. Supervisor that sat in their ass in the car, she should get the most time. Why? Because you were supposed to supervise, just like Dwayne Smith. You were supposed to take over the situation. All them damn police cars out there that wasn't worthy of getting out the damn car and taking a look to see what's happening instead of being on your damn phone. Think about that. Anyway, this whole thing, man, it's up in the air. I'm 50-50 on who I think will take. Now, I think Tadarius Bean lawyer, if somebody take a deal first, Tadarius Bean lawyer gonna panic. He gonna panic and try to get what's name take deal. But I will definitely be watching this case because it's just an interesting perspective of what I was thinking about today. And I'm like, from my experience, like they usually come to you with 3 deals. The first deal be super high, 30 years. You'd be like, oh no, I ain't taking that. Remember they said the trial might before trial it might be another 2 to 3 years. This is why stuff like this. They come the first deal. They probably got the first deal now. We got Hempfield. Sure you want to go to trial? Costs us a lot of money. You blow trial, going to jail forever. Scare tactics. Lawyers might stand pat. They'll come with the first deal. Now say it carries a minimum of 15 years, but the max could be 45 or 60. So the first deal be something erroneous, just like negotiating for a car or something. First deal is erroneous. 45 years. Normal people be like, oh, hell no. Nah, I ain't doing that. Because remember, before they take deals, they consult with who? Their lawyers. I don't take that. You see what I'm saying? First deal. Another year might be another deal. Or 8 months. Another 8 months after that might be the final deal. This is your final offer. They give you 3 strikes and you're out to go to trial. You don't take them 3 strikes. It's a lot of tension, a lot of getting at each other's throats. One of my subscribers said, they think that these people is just trying to drag this on to stay out in freedom as long as they can before they have to turn themselves in. But whoever takes the deal first is the weakest link, and we'll find out who that is. Money with me, honestly, says the person that's going to be the weak link will be either Tadarius Bean, just because he's counseling his lawyer, and Desmond Mills. I think that they'll be the first 2 to flip and take deals, especially Desmond Mills. Honestly, just from his role that he played in this, they'll give him the lightest deal, and I think he'll take it because it's just going to be a lot of frustration, a lot of tension. These guys, believe it or not, are not walking around like nothing happened. They are under tremendous amounts of stress. So I don't want anybody to think they're walking around scot-free, not thinking about it because they got good lawyers. Not. This is a stressful time when people are waiting for the verdict of their decision they made in life. But we're going to have to see. But yeah, I wanted to just sit here and talk about that and just, I might have missed some stuff. If I did, you guys are good with the comments. Drop me a comment and tell me if I missed something or something that sparks for debate. I'll make a video about it, But as always, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, it was on my mind. I figured I'd share it with y'all. Y'all my family. We talk about it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, leave a comment. Take care.